everyone, it's James.
And Stephanie, and this Coachmen Galleria.
That's right, we are really excited to show you this because if I didn't know any better, I'd think they had been reading our blog when they started designing this coach. A number of the upgrades that we've made to our own RV, you're going to find in this coach.
Yep.
For example, there's a lithium power system. That is probably the single biggest thing. They've got the air conditioner on there that we have.
Right.
They've even got our same refrigerator.
Ooh, and that little router. But maybe I'm giving away too much.
Anyway, there are a lot of things in here that quite naturally we're going to find really interesting because we've done them ourselves.
Yeah, so let's show everybody else.
All right, let's go.
Okay. And here you are doing your wacky waving arm flailing.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Little family guy there.
All right, LI3, that's the lithium option for Galleria.
No, it's like over $20,000.
But it's worth it. You get a whole lot of cool stuff.
Absolutely. Well, we have something like it on our rig.
Right, so we'll show that. All right, so awning windows, these are just single pane glass windows, but they do open.
They open, so it's great for when it's rainy outside. You can have them open in the rain.
That's right, you won't get wet. There is a large awning that kind of covers most of the passenger side of the vehicle.
Right.
Now down below, there was a little compartment in the running board.
Oh yeah, and we love that it magneted up like that.
Magnets up and down.
And down.
It's just the propane connections in there, and there is a switch for remote solenoid, so it'll take power to keep the propane on.
Okay. Cool.
But that's the propane connections there. Now moving back, these are some polished aluminum rims. Yeah. Pretty nice looking.
Yeah, they are nice looking. And I like this. They're dualies, of course.
Right.
And they have that valve extender on there, so you don't have to add your own. They already did that for you. So.
That's right. So it's easier to inflate the tires with those on there.
Nice job, Coachmen.
All right, moving back, there is the vent for the Truma. We all know that. We love our Truma.
Yep.
And here's one. This is just a cosmetic thing, but I kind of like it. There is a stainless steel exhaust tip.
Oh yeah, that does look nice.
So you will see a rusted out end of the exhaust on there. Okay. So these outlets are just 120 volt outlets, but they're going to be on the inverter because this whole coach runs off the inverter. Oh. So you can run those in the boondocks.
All right, backup camera.
Backup camera, right. And we understood this was supposed to be like an extended field of view backup camera. We'll check that out when we get inside.
Okay.
And now I'm looking at the hitch. Look at that. It's German.
Oh yeah, that is German.
So did they order this hitch from Mercedes? Like, did the van come over with this hitch on it? It's a 5,000-pound hitch.
Okay.
With a 7-pin wiring harness. But I was really very curious as to why the hitch was German.
Now, what does that low pressure LP connection mean?
So that means that propane connection, which is like for a barbecue, comes after the regulator. So that means you won't want to use a grill that's got like a regulator in line.
Okay.
All right, so now here I am trying to get up onto the roof, which I couldn't because there was no ladder, but I found another nearby rig with a ladder.
Okay, so we have a plan B, and here we are. There's 2 solar panels. That's 200 watts.
Right, 100 watts is standard, but they have 200 and 300 watt options. Those are flexible panels. They're pretty flat to the roof.
I'm seeing a fan.
Yeah, that's a fantastic fan, a TV antenna that doesn't need to be pointed.
And there's a Penguin, a Dometic Penguin air conditioner. That's the same one we have on our
That's right. We replaced our air conditioner, and we installed the Dometic Penguin, so they have it there. All right, so here's a fairly standard 30-amp shore power connection with a locking ring.
Okay.
More windows. So that Dometic Penguin, by the way, it's the first of the things they've copied from us. We'll get to that.
All right, a service center down here.
Right, now...
I kind of like it when they separate the fresh and the black connections. But
in different compartments.
Yeah, but here I see they're both in the same.
Yeah, kind of all in the same compartment, so just practice good hygiene when hooking up.
Right.
And the rest of that's fairly standard. There is a macerator on here.
Yeah.
But this macerator is not optional. You will be using the macerator.
Ooh, look at you. You're brave. Pulling that out over
Pulling the sewage over my head. Yeah. It's not been used.
You hope.
So anyway, well, I'll show you more about that macerator when I get underneath. So now here I am with an exterior shower.
Oh, and note to manufacturers, you should probably hide your keys better, or otherwise James is going to find them.
That's right. So there's an exterior shower, hot and cold, with a pump switch and the cable connection.
Yeah, interesting. The cable connections are in with the shower.
Yeah, well, I don't usually see that, but
well, it works.
Yeah, running board coming all the way to the front, and that does it for the driver's side.
All right.
Now coming around to the front, I don't usually show this on sprinters, but you can stand on that bumper to kind of wash your windshield.
Very convenient.
Yeah, and I noticed this on the front.
Oh, that's a little camera. Is that for lane assist?
Indeed, it is.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right.
All right, now here I am getting into the cab. This is a fairly standard Sprinter cab, but a couple things up here to show you.
Well, first off is that 9-inch display. Look at how nice that looks.
Yeah, it's a Fusion product. Okay. And that's the backup camera that we showed from the outside. It's got kind of a wide field of view, but we were snug up in that show to another vehicle.
But again, that 9-inch screen, you can see so much. It's very nice.
Now, one thing that we just flat didn't check out is it doesn't have the blinds that shut. We don't know how they intend.
Yeah, and we forgot to ask, so we're not sure what you get for the window covers.
We didn't see like any kind of drapes or anything in there. Oh, so there's no shelf up above the driver's seat,
which is nice. If you're tall, you can easily get up and access the back.
Right. Some manufacturers will put a shelf up there, but that inhibits you standing up.
And now we're going in. I
always like this shot because to me this gives like a good overall impression of what the rig is like. Just kind of walking into it, this is what you would see.
Yeah, it's long. Look at how long it seems to get to the back.
Well, what I see is really nice cabinetry, but
yes, that curved cabinetry, it's very nice.
Yeah, and now there's the back of the van there. We'll show some of that stuff in the middle, and this is the reverse of that, looking from the back towards the front.
Right.
And again, it's kind of a long rig, but the bath on the driver's side, galley on the what do you call it? The passenger side.
And I know the cabinetry comes in 2 different styles too. So there's a cherry and a maple, I believe. Yes.
Right. So now this is a multiplex wiring system. This is a Firefly.
Yeah, and we saw them at RVIA show. We actually have video of this company.
Right, on our walkthrough of RVIA. Now that would be a wireless, if I'm remembering right, a wireless control panel. So
you know, that's really cool. You could actually get another one then if you wanted.
If there was...
mount it somewhere else in the rig.
Mm-hmm. So now these are like for hanging clothes.
And those are from Organized Obi. And actually they were in that
same video
from the RVIA show.
So plenty of cool accessories in the back, and like you said, you could mount another. Oh, the hole, the mystery hole.
Yeah. Now we're thinking this is probably for a CPAP machine because there's an electrical outlet up above,
right,
and then there's a hole up into the cabinet.
So there's the hole on the left. So yeah, we think that's what that's for, but we're not sure. But it's a good guess. Right. So stereo speakers, there's another one on the other side.
Yep, some lights up above.
That is a switch for the bed, which we'll show in just a moment.
Okay.
And the TV. We're not really big TV people.
Yeah, but it's in a good place, it seems, for people who...
But what we're more impressed with in the TV are on both sides, we have this little charging center. I think we got a close-up of that.
Oh, right, yes. It had the 12-volt, it has the USB, and electrical outlets.
120 volts. So if you got something and you can't charge it there's something wrong. Because
And it's nice it's on both sides. For
True, there's one on each side.
So the cabinetry was very deep. There was a lot of storage.
That one went all the way across, and the hole did come up through there.
Yeah, and you can kind of get a feel for the curve of the cabinetry as I'm opening them up,
so one ginormous cabinet in the back and then another one towards the front.
Yes.
And that is duplicated on the other side of the van as well.
Yep. Now that's a Blu-ray player right there.
Right. That's hooked up to the TV, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, the blinds. We like these kind of blinds.
Yeah, they're clean. They're on a track. They're not flopping about. Very modern.
And you don't have to, like with a shade, you don't have to worry about attaching at the bottom to keep it from flapping about.
And now here is where the table storage and the pieces for the bed are. So we're going to show you in real time here what it takes to put your table up and down.
Right. This one had never been done. And we think this is kind of important because this is the kind of thing you're going to be doing just day to day when you're using the rig.
Right. Every day this could be your thing, putting up this table, unless you choose to leave it up. I guess that's
right. If you weren't going to sleep in here, you would just kind of leave the table up, I think. Yeah. So you screw in the base and attach the table, but then you're not done. You got to put the other pieces away, or nobody can sit over on the other side.
It's not a difficult process. Doesn't take long, and the pieces were very light.
That's true. They were not heavy. That's why we have Stef do it, and so you know there's not anything that's like 40 pounds. And the table rotates once you get it on there. So
you have some options which way you want to turn. I like that it's smaller too, so it's easier to get around when you're back there.
Yep. All right. So now we're gonna make up the bed. We took the headrests off because we didn't know if it would work with them on.
It
might have, because there's some room back there. But realistically, if there's just 2 of you, we'd probably take those out and put them in the garage at home.
And you can see the seat belts back there as the bed's going down too. So there are 3 belts
across the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Back. Yep.
Okay, so we're going on with making the bed. You need those parts again that you used for the table. Pulling those out.
So, except this time they don't go on a pole. They just kind of go on these supports that are there.
Yeah.
And once you've got them in, you put the piece back on, and then you put the cushions on.
And you know, you really could just use the back bed part too if you weren't
Yeah, you don't have to put up that middle part maybe if you wanted to use it as a couple twins.
Yeah, but this bed actually gets huge. I think it was 68 by 76. So it's actually wider than a queen. And
look at that. You're 5'2", so you can lay down.
I was 5'2" in 8th grade, I think.
You can lay down cross coach.
I'm 5'6", if that helps give you scale to what you're seeing.
You're growing.
Yes.
And so now here's the bed gets flat. And I will point out that Stef is wearing bike shorts. It makes editing the video a lot easier. I don't have to worry about.
Well, yeah, you never know when you're going to find a bike at an RV show.
True.
But look at the amount of space I'm taking up there. There's plenty of room.
That is a large flat bed.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The cushions were very firm and comfortable. They're going to hold up.
Yep. Now here there's quite a bit of room at what I would call the head of the bed, to where you can actually get to the storage that is underneath the sofa.
Yeah, which is convenient. You never know. You might want to access things.
Another one of these cool shades that we like for closing off the back. No one's going to be peeking in on you with that thing.
And easy up, easy down for the sofa bed. I guess some people could even just leave the bed down all the time.
I really liked these. I don't know if you caught in the video that these little side bolsters were just kind of sliding back and forth with the bed when it went up and down. Very ingenious. I really liked that.
And they make a good pillow.
And of course there is pass-through storage underneath the bed.
James's hand making a cameo.
Oh, and now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the video, dude in a bathroom.
All right, so this is a typical side bath. You see this all the time in Class B camper vans.
Right. So now when I'm jumping on the floor like that, I'm checking for flex. If the floor flexes, I mean, it's just kind of a plastic, and if it's not supported well, it can crack and break, and so that's something that you don't want.
And this was very sturdy when you were jumping
Exactly.
on it, so.
Now that is a China toilet there.
Yeah. Oh, and I like the doors. I want to point out the glass in the doors. I guess it would make it brighter inside. And
yeah,
it looks nice.
Less gloomy when you're in there. So coming down the front wall of this, there's a mirror that kind of gets really big, a soap dispenser, and a sink. Now the sink is a little bit small, but that's okay because you're really only 2 feet from another sink.
Right.
And this has the head that comes out, so it's your sink and it becomes the shower.
Ooh, I like that. It's multitasking.
Well, and you don't have an extra thing like a shower
taking up space.
Flopping about in there when you drive.
Yeah, that's
Towel dispenser there, toilet paper cover that keeps it dry. Okay. And then this. This is brilliant. This is a shower miser, I think they call it, or water miser. Basically, you don't have to run the hot water until it gets hot. It recirculates it until the water is hot, and then that blue thing turns gray, and then you turn it and then the water starts coming out.
So it's saving water.
It keeps you from, in a Class B, that's huge.
Yeah,
because
that is. That's
you don't have so much water.
All right, the galley, we're moving on. Starting with this induction cooktop, exact same one we have in our camper van. We use it. We like it a lot.
We've been rolling with it for about a year now. Got no complaints, really.
Yeah,
single burner cooktop.
I like the long countertop. And in the sink, it almost had a residential feel.
It's very deep.
It was very deep, like the tall faucet.
Yeah, you won't have any problem rinsing something off in that sink.
Yeah, you'll get hot under it without any trouble. Oh! And
this is nice.
You don't have those ugly metal blinds back there that they usually have to put in these vans because there's an open flame, because you don't have an open flame.
That's right. The induction cooktop has no flame, so you don't get the bangy metal blinds there.
So much nicer.
Yep.
And the cabinetry.
The cabinetry.
First off, the underlighting. I want to point out that underlighting.
The underlighting is nice. Yes, but okay. So I'm a wood nerd, and I'm going to go off on the cabinetry a bit. So the cabinetry in this is extremely well made. It's solid maple drawer slides or drawer boxes.
Well, I like, see the metal frame
on the sides of the drawers. Those drawer slides that mount underneath, they're actually really expensive. They're like $90 a pair.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're spending some money to build these cabinets.
They are. They're very nice. And again, solid maple drawer boxes. There's no plywood there, and I don't see any gaps in their dovetails. Nice job, whoever did it. And the drawer front is solid wood as well. I'm guessing this is cherry because this is a cherry finish.
Okay.
Plenty of drawers, and they're all built with that same kind of quality, residential quality kind of construction.
That one I just pulled out was a little bit deeper, maybe for your pots and pans.
Right. And this one got us kind of excited because we like it when people make room in a van for
your garbage can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it's in the hall.
Look at that. Soft close.
Very nice.
You can tell whoever made these has some experience in residential cabinetry.
I like that tilting cabinet.
Yeah, you don't usually see those in RVs.
Right.
And here we have yet more drawers. Again, notice they all have the soft close. and plenty of storage space in there. And that whole thing, except for where the Truma is back there behind that vent grill, is cabinetry.
Yeah, and up above cabinetry too.
That's right. This is a single, up above the galley, a single large
Ooh, I like that.
cabinet. Yeah, so you can put lots of stuff in there, plenty of room.
I could see you modding out some shelves in there too to make it more organized.
I think I might. So across the aisle, we have an induction cooktop. The significant thing is it's going to run off of an inverter, which we'll get to. You don't have to be plugged in to run that. You don't have to run a generator.
All right, very good.
So you can bake on the road off a battery.
Now this I like. This is like a wardrobe. And to me, this felt like something you might see custom made in somebody's house on a smaller scale. Right. But it just looks very nice. There's cubbies. There's a place to hang.
Part of it I think we would probably wind up using for a pantry. And then this skinnier part over here, we don't hang much when we RV.
No, coats. But I like this. Look at that. His. Hers.
That is so not his and hers because they're approximately equal. It should be like...
That's true. We would have to mod that right away, so my side is bigger.
Okay, moving up to the fridge. The NovaCool RFU 7300.
And we know this well because it's the same one we have in our camper van.
Exactly. And we had to get this one special, and that they picked it is awesome.
Yes.
It's a 2-compressor model, so that means there's a separate compressor for the refrigerator and the freezer. The big deal there is that you can adjust the temperatures separately.
Yes.
So let's say you like your ice cream kind of soft, but your beer just ice cold.
You can do that.
You can do that, and you won't freeze your lettuce in the process of having hard ice cream.
Yep, so we're happy to see this fridge being used now.
Yeah, so plenty big freezer, and
that's for you to show later.
Fine. And here we have just rounding out the storage in the galley, a little bit more on the front.
I like it.
Okay, now coming around just to the front of the fridge, there are those coat hooks up there.
Yeah, I like they have a dedicated space for coat hooks. That's nice.
Yeah. And so now what we're going to show, the floor plan we're looking at is a 24FL, and I think the FL stands for front lounge.
Yeah, and the thing I like about the front lounge is it means there's going to be an extra dinette space for you. So you don't have to use the one in the back. You could keep your bed down and just eat up front.
True, true. And now the process to make up the front lounge starts with this, which is basically turning around the Sprinter seats. And I'm showing this in real time in case you're going to want to do this. Yeah. So that's how long it takes to turn the seats around.
Yep, and they have a little hidden table that's going to be right behind the fridge. We're going to pull that out in a second.
Yep, so there's the table leg, same leg from the back. There may have been a second leg. We didn't find it. But
yep, and there it is.
There's the tabletop.
I like that going to be a small square like that. You could leave it like that, or
you open up the leaves, and there's a much larger table. Now, you do have to be careful about how you have this rotated.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to ding up your fridge. But look how nice that looks.
Yeah, you don't want to ding up the table either. So, anyway, but it's very nice, and you got options. There are cup holders in it. You just do have to be careful that you don't impinge on the fridge. And it stores right back there behind the driver's seat. They even had felt in there so you don't scratch up the nice table. Yeah. I know, I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, it's a thoughtful touch.
That's something I would do, to not scratch up my table. Okay, now this I just left in for total humor value.
Jeez. Okay, so if you've ever watched our videos, you know I'm not very mechanically inclined.
This was supposed to be just a quick shot of Steph showing the screen door, but instead we trapped her.
Wait for it. No, I'm really good if it's human body. I do know human physiology very well. But when it comes to mechanics, yeah. Okay, I got it. Now he was supposed to cut here and start the clip here. Look at that. Now I know how to do it.
Yay! Congratulations.
Oh, good grief. The stress of it all.
Okay, so there I am showing the inside of the Dometic Penguin 2. But there were no controls, no temperature or fan controls on there. So it's got to be controlled elsewhere. That right there above me is the fantastic fan that we saw from the outside.
Okay, lots of LED lights up there.
Lots of LED lights, and they're all in the multiplex system. And the controls for the heating and for the cooling anyway are right here in the Firefly multiplex control panel. And this control panel does a whole lot more. You can monitor tank levels. You can check your battery status.
And it's easy it's very user-friendly, even for people like me who aren't mechanically inclined.
Right. But there also is screens like this. For the
nerd page. That's
not a nerd. It's just, it's useful information. So anyway, there's all sorts of programming options with the Firefly.
Yes.
All right, so now these are the vents for the Truma. The Truma provides the heat, and they have louvers on them, so you can actually direct that heat where you would like it.
Yeah, it's a nice option.
Over here on the other side, underneath the BMS, we have the control panel, or not the control panel, but the electrical service center. Yeah. There's the Truma. I mentioned this before, I think, that the Truma unit itself is right back behind that vent. That provides breather air for the Truma.
Okay.
And let's see. up here now, finally,
now
we will get to these things.
This.
All right, so there's the control panel for the Truma. That's going to control your heat and hot water. That is the one for the Go Power solar system. We saw the panels on top.
Where you can get 1 to 300, depending on what option you go with.
Battery cutoff. And then this is the master control switch for the Lithionics battery and the Xantrex. Oh, hey.
That's Mark from Truma, and you know he's about 7 feet tall,
7
so that's
foot
why
his
his head is spinning. But he's showing us the Truma.
That's the temperature sensor. So when you set 68, that's where the 68 degrees is going to be measured.
All right.
Okay, I couldn't open this door all the way because of the other rig right behind us, but back here is where the good stuff is. So here on the driver's side, we have the Lithionics 600 amp hour lithium battery.
Ooh, that's bigger than ours.
Well, it's bigger in amp hours. The size case.
Physically the same size.
Physically same size, 8D kind of case.
Fantastic.
Yep. Now over on the other side is a Xantrex Freedom SW3012 inverter.
And that's the exact same one that we have.
It is. And they put like one on each side to kind of keep the weight balanced, which is a very smart thing to do.
All right.
And plenty of support for the seat belts back there. Now, another component of the system, very important up front, is a second alternator from Nations Alternator that provides, I think, up to 280 amps.
All right, and I see that one's raised up a little higher than in our ProMaster base.
Right, on our ProMaster, it's pretty close to the ground, but that's actually up under the fascia.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay, so now, looking for more parts of the Lithionics system, this right under here, I couldn't open it, but see it says Lithionics. That's the battery management system.
Oh, okay. And our battery management system is inside our lithium battery.
Right. Okay, so here I'm showing some insulation, it looks like, that's heat and sound.
Yep, and they told us that runs through the whole floor of the coach. We weren't able to verify that, but I'm assuming that does.
There's that router you were talking about. We have that exact same router and COM box model in our van. Basically what that does is you can connect a tablet to that router, and it allows you to check detailed performance things and log data from your Xantrex inverter.
All right, very nice.
All right, here we go underneath. There's a little skid right there. And there's a spare tire, a full-size spare.
Yeah, and that's because there's no generator down there. There's plenty of room for this, so I'm glad they filled it with that tire.
Spacious under there, relatively. There's a propane regulator, and there's a propane tank. That's a really large propane tank, considering that all you're running off that is the Truma.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So you're probably not going to be filling it very often.
No. So those are water lines. They are running outside, so...
All right, well, so we'll give them a little ding for that, but they don't say this is a four-season coach, so it's fine. You just got to be careful you don't freeze.
That's the gray tank. Now, I'm noticing an older style of tank monitor. Those are kind of probes that go into the tank as opposed to sonar.
Ah.
That is the backside with some exposed water lines of the service center, where you fill.
Yeah, okay.
Now, but I wanted to show the gray tank. See that tube on top? That's the drive shaft. And the gray tank actually curves around the drive shaft. They're really trying to make use of that space.
Right.
That is the Macerator. That is all the way over on the passenger side of the vehicle, and the dump is on the driver's side. So it's a big unit. It's a powerful unit. It macerates everything in the coach, but you're not going to get away from using it. So you will be using the Macerator.
So there's no option. You are using the Macerator.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to show there's that pipe with that bend in there. That's kind of where the Macerator hose, the outlet hose, goes over to the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay.
All right. This is the freshwater tank.
Oh, yeah. That looks big.
It kind of is big, but again, it's outside, so it's not a four-season coach,
okay.
But plenty big freshwater tank, well supported too.
Right on.
And then I was looking for the black tank, and I couldn't find one under there.
Yeah, you were very perplexed about that. I remember you running all over.
Yeah, so that's right underneath the toilet, and basically what you'll see is that the black tank is inside the van. That raised space under the toilet, that is the black tank.
Interesting.
Yep.
What's this?
Another one.
All right. Well, all right. So I exercise a lot off of our handlebar on our rig. So I like to check these. That's one of the things I do is I really crank on these assist bars to see if you can use them to wrap your resistance bands
Looks
around.
a little silly though.
Yeah, but that one's not going anywhere. So it meets my exercise seal of approval. Okay, so that's our tour. So overall, what are your impressions?
Well, obviously, I like a number of the changes they made.
Yeah.
Like the lithium, I mean, that's awesome.
Yes, it
The
is.
second generator or second alternator under the hood. Yeah. They even went with the same 2-compressor refrigerator that I picked out for our own van.
2 compressors, love it.
So,
but you know, I love that they also kept some of the old things that we loved about the Galleria, which is the cabinetry, especially.
That's true. That's true.
The beautiful build of the cabinets.
This is some of the nicest cabinetry that we've ever seen in a Class B.
As far as traditional build style, you know, I do like the modern type cabinetry too.
Formed cabinets, yeah. But these are very traditional, solid wood construction, dovetail joints. It's going to last longer than the Sprinter lasts, I think, most likely.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyway, that's our review of the Coachmen Galleria with the lithium option.
Yes, and if you have comments, come on over to the FitRV website. Leave your comments there because we'd love to hear your impressions too.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.